Hello, everyone. Welcome to Eris Academy, where you are going to learn to accept your status as an heir of God, excel in your purpose, and to maintain a fulfilled life. My name is Jasmine. I'm honored to be a teacher here at Eris Academy, which just means I'm going to be in the process of helping you become a better person and also running your kingdom. So, if this is sounding like your vibe, do not forget to hit like, comment, and also subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new content. And today we're going to be talking about one of the most life changing advice things I have learned probably this year. Okay, so if you're new here, we're in the final installment of our 101 series. The 101 series is here to equip you to feel like an heir of God. So if you're trying to figure out what that means and you want to go through the steps to get to that process, go back and look at the other videos. We've been in the 101 series since January and now we're in April, and this is the final installment of the Refinement 101 series. You can also kind of look at the different sections if you don't feel like you kind of need all of them. We have Christianity 101, Womanhood 101, and this is the final installment of Refinement, which is just like self help. And today we are going to be talking about something that will absolutely change how you view life and how you're able to move forward and progress. And that is learning that making a decision is the best thing that you can do for yourself. So we have 4 points today about deciding and making decisions. And you're probably like, Jazz, how can you make a whole entire video about this? But we're going to get into it and I'm going to explain every single thing. So, number one of the things that one of my favorite content creators, Myron Golden, said in a video that just kind of like shocked me a little bit was he was like, I don't know why people try to act like they're saying, like, oh, he didn't say it exactly like this, of course. We're jazzmifying it. But he was like, I don't understand why people try to act like they're trying to do something. You're either doing something or you're not doing it. You're either waking up early or you're not waking up early. You're either going to the gym or you're not going to the gym. People are like, oh, I'm trying to go to the gym. Oh, I'm trying to be a business owner. Oh, I'm trying to be a content creator. Oh, I'm trying to be a better person. And it's like you're either doing the action and so you can claim that, or you're not doing the action and so you can stop saying that you're trying to do it because you're not putting your full effort and energy into doing it. Because if you were, then you would actually be doing the action. So, point number one is essentially take out the word try from your vocabulary. When we make a decision on something, then we can focus all of our time and energy into actually figuring out the decision that we want to make and how to make it happen. So, what I mean is, if you say, oh, I'm trying to wake up early, in the morning, you are going to spend all your time and energy, because I've been here before, but you're going to spend all your time and energy waking up. Oh, should I get up? Should I not? This is my half sleep face. Oh, should I get up? Should I not get up? Like, should I be still asleep? Do I need a couple more minutes? Let me hit snooze. Waking up again. Oh, I have all this anxiety and dread because I should have woke up, 10 minutes ago, but really I'm just so tired and I still need this sleep. Waking up again after the next alarm. Oh, well, at this point, like I'm running late. And so I might as well just skip this in my routine and skip this in my routine. I'm not going to get to go for my walk, or I'm not going to be able to cook a breakfast that's going to be healthy instead of just grabbing something that's not going to be healthy. So, like, oh, well, I tried to get up early because you got up early and you thought about it and you set the alarm. So you tried, right? This is how we end up in a victim mentality, and we scam ourselves into believing that we're doing our best and we're actually trying when we're not. What actually making a decision looks like is, since you have decided that you're waking up early, you, no matter what, are going to make that happen. You're going to set your alarm across the room. You are going to say, regardless of what is going on, I am waking up. I don't care if I woke up and feeling still groggy, if I woke up and I just don't feel like doing what I said I was going to do, if I woke up and I said and I looked at whatever plans and the plans that I thought that I had were canceled, regardless, I'm getting out of bed. I'm going to set my alarm across the room. I'm going to buy a fancy alarm clock that's actually going to wake me up instead of the one on my phone that I'm going to sleep through, or I'm going to turn on the super loud alarm clock that's actually going to wake me up. I'm going to buy one of those things that like shakes the bed if you're not one of those people that can wake up with an actual alarm clock. I'm going to take steps to actually wake up in the morning, because when I make a decision to do something, I'm actually going to do it. The only reason you haven't been able to do what you said that you're going to do is because you haven't truly made a decision for it. You haven't made up in your mind, in your heart, that this is what you're going to do regardless of what you say. Because really, once we get into a stubborn state of mind where we're like, I'm doing this no matter what, nothing can stop you, not even yourself. So, this trying, I'm trying, we're not really trying. And honestly, even the word trying, like now, just kind of puts you in a state of like it's almost like a whining, like, oh, I'm trying to do this, like I'm trying to do that. When deciding and making a decision for something puts you in such a place of power, which as daughters of God, that's where we should be, in positions of power and a state of like confidence and self assuredness, where it's like when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do that. And I actually 100% mean that. I'm not playing around with my life or my time, because I don't have time to play around, because how I act ends up affecting other people. Number two, deciding ahead of time saves you time and energy. Again, if we go back to the example of waking up, you are using up all your energy in the morning deciding whether or not you actually want to wake up in the morning, instead of using that energy to do the things that are going to make you better. We're using up all this time and energy just in the day thinking about what we want to do, when we could be spending all of that time and energy actually doing the thing. And sometimes the hardest part is getting past the idea of what do I need to do and I'm trying to do it. But when you make the decision to do something, you can focus all of your energy on solving the problem instead of figuring out if it's a problem that you want to solve. Our time is precious, our life is precious, and that time that we spend in the pondering stage, it's like they say, like, if you're going to get a degree, you might as well go get it, because the 4 years are going to pass anyway. Like, that time that we spend thinking about it and thinking about it is a waste for our future selves. It's blocking you from moving in the way that God wants you to move. And then later on, when you make the decision and you're tired of being in the waiting stage, you could have been ahead of the waiting stage, but you decided to wait. So now you're actually waiting in life. Number three, deciding helps you trust yourself. Once you make a decision and you stick beside it, it makes you a trustworthy person, and your confidence in yourself boosts. So, if you're trying to boost your confidence, one thing that you can do is keep all of those little promises to yourself. The example that I want to use here is, imagine that you're dating a guy and he's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to get you flowers. I'm going to take you on a date. I'm going to buy this for you. I'm going to buy that for you. And then it comes to the time where you're meeting up with him and he's like, "Oh man, I didn't get the flowers, like I was thinking about it, and I tried to get them for you, and I went to the store, and but I couldn't carry everything, and so I was like, ah, maybe I should get it later." And then this happened and that happened, and yeah, I was gonna pay for the date, but then like work and my hours kind of got in the way, and then like this happened, and then so he keeps going with the excuses and all the things that he was trying to do, but it doesn't work out, right? And so maybe the first time you forgive him, okay, well, things happen. I understand that. Let me be understanding. And then you go on another date with him and it's the same thing. Oh, yeah, man, I was going to plan our date, but I kind of ran out of time. And like, I'm sorry, I'm running late. I tried to be on time, but like this happened and that happened. And you're like, okay, it doesn't seem like you're really interested in me, because you're not really putting in your full effort to take care of me. You're not really putting in your full effort to see me. You're not putting in your full effort to be your best so you can be your best for me. And so if a man was acting like that, we would be like, oh, we should be like, oh, I am done with that man, because he just keeps giving me all these empty promises and saying he's going to do something. He's not doing it. But when it comes to us, when we're like, oh, self, I'm going to start eating healthy and taking care of my body better. I'm going to start getting in the gym. I'm going to start taking care of my space. I'm going to start, waking up early. I'm going to start being kinder to people. I'm going to start reading books and like working on my mind. And then you don't do it and you're like, oh well. And then when it comes to a relationship, we get mad when a man doesn't treat us at a certain standard, but we're dropping that standard for ourselves. So the more that you keep up with the promises that you keep to yourself, the better your life is going to be. The higher your standards are going to be realistically raised. In dating, one of the problems that we have is we try to hold men to a standard, of course, as they should be held to a very high standard. But when we don't meet that standard for ourselves, then we don't really believe on like a subconscious level, you can't believe that you deserve that treatment because you don't even treat yourself that way. So then when you're trying to communicate those expectations and those standards and that treatment to a man, it's not on a spiritual and like intellectual level. Like it's not clicking that that's actually how you want to be treated, because you're not really believing that's the treatment you deserve. Because if you really believed it was the treatment you deserve, then you would be treating yourself like that. So it's not excusing the men treating us crazy, but it is saying if we're working on our self esteem, raising those standards, trying to make sure we're getting treated at a certain level, it has to start with you. That's why they say you have to love yourself first before someone else can love you. And I always say that someone cannot love you into higher self esteem. They may be able to start that process, but the actual like climb out of like getting up on the ladder of a very high self esteem is only going to come from you. They always talk about how like successful people make decisions quickly. And making that decision quickly also helps you build that strong level of self trust, not just with yourself, but with God. Because when you start to feel those little pulls and that little intuition and that little voice that's telling you to do something or not to do something, and then you start to ignore that and you make this decision and it goes wrong, or when you start to listen to it and you make that decision, it goes right, or nothing happens, like nothing bad happens, nothing good happens, that's when you start to be like, oh, that's what God sounds like. And if you've been working on trying to hear from God and trying to understand what his voice is, start asking him about the little decisions and then following through with what he says that you're supposed to be doing. So, what I want you to do is, oh, actually, let me not get ahead of myself. I'll give you that task at the end. But making those little decisions is going to allow you to learn what your instinct, what your intuition, what the Holy Spirit is saying to you on a consistent basis. Those little things. What should I wear today? What should I eat? Should I put this extra little spoon of honey in my tea? Which tea should I choose? Which route should I take to work? Like when I was working on my relationship with God, I'm like, God, just tell me which lane I should be in. Tell me if I should sit and wait in the traffic or if I should switch lanes and try to bob and weave throughout the lanes to get somewhere. Listening to God in that aspect is going to just increase your intimacy with God so much and also make it feel like you genuinely have a relationship with him instead of you just kind of go to him about these big things and you go to him in the morning and then you just kind of move on with your life. Lastly, you get to choose the type of life that you want to live. I love being an adult. I love being an adult because you have full creative control of your life. And sometimes we're like, oh, adulthood, like bills, and just you can't have as much freedom and do what you think that you can do. And I just feel like people are lying. Like I feel like everyone is in this stuck bubble of like this victim mindset where it's like, oh, well, I don't have a choice because if I do this, then someone's gonna judge me. Or I don't have a choice to do something because I don't have the money for that. Or I don't have a choice of doing something because that just doesn't work for me. And really, all it is, it's your mindset blocking you. People judging you is not an actual limitation for you being able to do something or not. You can go into a cafe and scream at the top of your lungs if you wanted to. We have complete free will to do whatever we want to do. So, something that can challenge you to actually feel like you have free will is to rearrange your space and rearrange it in a way that you feel like doesn't make any sense. I used to rearrange my room all the time just to kind of like shift things and to feel like I had, again, creative control over my life in just a small aspect where it's like, this doesn't have to go here. It's going to help you learn to break the rules that you think that life is supposed to be lived by. And it's just not. Like, we don't have to live our lives the way that everybody else tells us to live our lives. You don't have to follow feng shui. You don't have to follow um, what the internet and what TikTok or what Instagram says that you're supposed to be doing with your life. You can do whatever you want to do. And so if you don't want to be at a job anymore and we're like, oh, well, I have to wait for this to happen or I have to wait for that to happen. Actually, you don't. The only time that you actually have to wait for something to happen or that I recommend you waiting for something to happen is if God told you to do something. Don't try to outstep or overstep God. There's no reason to come out of that protection that he's given you. But within his will and within his protection and within his love, start making steps. Get rid of the fear that's holding you back from actually living the life that you want to live. Because one of my favorite quotes is, "What you're not changing, you're choosing." So if we're stuck in a place and we don't want to be in that place anymore, but you're like, oh, well, I just can't. You are choosing every single day by the little decisions that you make what type of life you actually want to live. So every single day where you're like, oh, I just feel sick and I just don't feel great about myself and I don't feel great about this and that, but you're continuing the same habits that are making you feel like, you know what? You're choosing that. And so sometimes it's just about taking yourself, like stepping out of yourself to be able to see, wow, I'm actually making these decisions that are making my own life miserable. And I want a great life. And that is why we're here at Eris Academy. Our ultimate goal, like I said, is to accept your status as an heir of God. It's to understand that you're God's daughter, you're a princess, like you're in God's kingdom, which makes you royalty. So we're supposed to be carrying ourselves a certain type of way. We have certain type of access, we have certain type of authority, and we have responsibility as heirs of God, as daughters of God. Two is to excel in your purpose. We don't just want to be like living our life like, oh, well, my purpose is over there, but like I just need to make money and go to work and like go on vacation. Not ideal. We want to excel in our purpose and just to do what God created us to do, because there is nothing like doing what God told you to do with your life and just feeling that connection to, wow, I love this. And I can tell that God just created this in me. And then three is to maintain a fulfilled life, to continuously be able to go back to a life that you love. And even if there's times where we fall off and we're like, oh, life is a little rough right now, is to be able to get back to like get back on the saddle, get back on the horse, and to understand that life is great and our life should be full and not feel empty and not feel like we're just going through a routine like that episode of SpongeBob. So if that is sounding like something that you want to do, do not forget to subscribe and also just to keep up with everything that's going on with Eris Academy, because that is our whole entire goal here, is to help you make a decision to just live a life that's going to be bomb. Not just for you, but for all the people around you that you're able to affect, because God gave you people to impact in your life. But that's it for today. The one challenge that I already gave you a challenge. The second challenge that I have for today is to just make your decisions for 2 days. Like take away all the excuses and just fully wholeheartedly decide that you are going to do whatever you said that you're going to do for 2 days. And then maybe take a day or two off after that. But when you take your day or two off and you're just kind of doing whatever you feel like you want to do, and you're just like doom scrolling, eating what you want to eat, like not working in your purpose, like just doing whatever, having whatever conversations, like whatever you're feeling like you just, I'm just doing what I'm doing. Pay attention to how you feel. And I'm not saying that so that you can have a certain feeling about how it is and you have to change your life because you're going to feel like crap. But it's more so just like notice that, because sometimes that first step to really being able to take a good step in the right direction is your awareness. So I love you guys so much. I hope that you have a beautiful rest of your day. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the comments below. And then also tell me one thing that you know that you need to make a decision on, and I'm going to pray over that. I will see you guys in the next video for a super fun video before we jump into our new series that I'll tell you guys about next week. But I love y'all. I'm so grateful for each of you guys being here, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.